Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 5, Episode 59. It's a little after 2 o'clock in the morning, and just left a casino. This is a Wednesday night into Thursday episode. So Wednesday yesterday, I don't know exactly where I ended up. I think I ended up close to even after starting off slow and then having like a disaster practically. Just for no reason, man. It was like so unusual, where it was just some slot machine stuff going on, and then I bit off more than I could chew, and it went the wrong way, and just ended up losing like 1,900 on a slot when I was up like 800 for the day. So I was just about to add it up. My first blackjack session of the day, I was up 245, and then plus 87 on slots, plus 150, and plus 279 on slots, and then minus 1,913 on the one slot, and then plus 150, plus 350, plus 378, and plus 217. I ended the day down for Wednesday, $57, so minus 57 after a whole day of traveling, and so far we're in over 700 miles already. We've got a ways to go. So this last session, I went into this casino. Was it that's not right, actually. Let me go back here. Yeah, that's not right. So that last one, 217. Did I put it in as 217? I have no idea. I don't know. We're starting off on a good foot here, aren't we? Here's the thing I did. And yeah, I did. It was minus 57. So this last one, I go in and I'm looking at slots and not finding much. And then a bunch of things were turned off for the night. I don't know if they're moving them or upgrading them or something. And walked around, found a few other plays. Was making a little here, a little there, but nothing substantial. And then there was a machine that was, it's one I've been playing that someone told me about, and it's just been treating me really bad. And actually, it treated me okay this time. And I ended up leaving ahead $217. Now on my way out, I wanted to get something out of they have like a vending area, but the vending area wasn't working, like it wasn't taking money. And while I was standing around there, these people were trying to figure out how to buy something, and I'm like, I can give you change, but it's not taking my bills either. And I'm standing there, and there's like a security guy. He looks like maybe the head of security. He's an older, short guy, and this guy was like, trying to appeal to him. He's like an older black guy and very nicely dressed, and he's like, I'm just trying to get vindicated here. I think he's just trying to get back into the casino after being told that he wasn't allowed to be in there. So I don't know what his deal was, but he was dressed nice. He seemed like a good guy. I don't know if he stole something. I don't know if he got into an argument. No idea. But after he left, the security guy just stood there and waited and was like staring his direction, maybe to see if he would come back in or something. So that was kind of weird. But that casino was totally dead compared to the casino before it. So anyway, right now we are heading toward home. But I thought I'd start a new episode because the other one was over 40 minutes long. And we are going to be doing other stuff today, even after we get home, get to sleep, get up, get some work done, all that kind of stuff. So we are still going to do other things. Yeah, right now we're heading on to the next casino, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back, and I really didn't find a lot in there. I mean, right now we're approaching 4 o'clock, and just wasn't much there. So I ended up making $38 on a couple plays, and that was all I could find. So I was in and out probably 20 or 30 minutes, not long at all. Overall, that puts me at, I believe, minus 18 or 19 for the day, for Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So considering I had a $1,900 loss in one session, I'd say breaking even, just about even, is pretty good. So from there, I continued on, and I've been busy in the car. Actually, I'll explain in a minute. I stopped and got something to eat, something to drink, and I'm continuing on my trip. But I was very involved with Grok, and actually, with it being so early in the morning, there wasn't a lot of load on Grok, and I was able to actually communicate verbally with Grok, and ran some ideas by it. And interestingly enough, I had an idea about a game, and I thought, okay, what if we played it in this certain way and just tried to get points? Now, this is just an idea that I have, and it's just me and Grok, so it's not like there's no pressure or anything like that. And I thought, is there a way to play this game to break even or make a slight bit of money, but be able to accumulate basically unlimited points? So I had an idea of how to play, and we did a simulation of 1,000 sessions, each one with 1,000,000 hands a session, and 95% of the time, the idea that I had came out with a positive outcome. I was floored by that. How could that be possible? And when I asked about it, Grok said it was just variance. But I just ran 1 billion total hands. 1,000,000 times 1,000 is 1 billion total hands. And still, I was coming out slightly ahead most of the time. So that really floored me, and I'm going to look more into it later on. Right now, I'm going to just be doing some other stuff in the car, other research and things on my way home. But I got to stop and think about it, and maybe run it through ChatGPT, same situation, and see if I can come out with the same results, because it just seems unreasonable. I mean, I was hoping for like 45% of the time coming out ahead, but we're talking about 95% of the time. It just seems like that's so far off that maybe the parameters were wrong. Maybe I needed to create a spreadsheet for me and kind of go into more detail about the findings, or maybe go through 3 or 4 iterations and watch as it does it step by step, and see how it comes out if it does it properly. I'm just wondering if somehow it has the odds wrong, or something wrong. I don't understand how it's coming out ahead so much. So I'll be examining that more tomorrow. But yeah, right now we're going to continue on our trip home. The goal right now is to get home before the kids have to leave for school, so they see that I was home before they wake up. So that's the push that I'm trying to make. So anyway, that's what's going on right now, and next time you hear from me probably be as I'm arriving home or in the morning. All right, guys, I am back. It is morning. Good morning. And this little baby is taking this little baby's on a skateboard. Their family gets these boys and girl involved in sports so early. I'm talking 2 years old. They're walking around barefoot. They're hitting golf balls. They're skateboarding at 2 years old. They're walking in the street. It's very crazy. Anyway, this morning, got home a few hours ago, and my wonderful wife let me sleep in because she wants me to get some rest. Unfortunately, I can't be sleeping in. I'm supposed to be working. So luckily, I woke up early enough that I was able to turn my computer on, put the mouse jiggler on, make it look like I'm working while I took a shower and got ready. Then went into the kitchen answered all the emails and everything, got everything caught up for yesterday and today, except for 2 emails, which I will look at in a little while when I get settled in. So I have a meeting coming up in a little while at 11 o'clock. So while I'm sitting in that meeting doing nothing anyway, I'll be taking care of those last couple emails. And they were sent to me yesterday afternoon, so would not be unusual for me to do that this morning sometime. So no problem there, continuity, all that stuff. So there were a couple issues that I couldn't fix because of access issues in software, so I emailed the correct groups for those so I can get the access to fix the issues. So no problem there. Last night, obviously, rough day. I mean, not really, but I mean, compared to other Advantage players and the stuff they go through, my stuff is so mild because I kind of limited myself to less aggressive plays, we could say, except for the one big play I took yesterday, which ended up being a mistake. So there's a reason why I kind of put myself in a certain position, because I'm a family man and I've got responsibilities and things like that, and I'm not going for the home run every single day. I'm going for enough money to be able to make a living and be comfortable. So yeah, that's what's going on there. It looked like I was limited this morning with Club WPT Gold, but I think I figured out what the issue is. Unfortunately, I already emailed them about it, but I think it's okay. So I figured it out, and I'll be able to do another purchase today through there, make a little bit of money. And all these sites, I know they're safe and blah, 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 blah. They're all safe until they're not. So I don't trust anybody. I was around during that, whatever it was, Black whatever, Friday or whatever it was, Black Monday, whatever, in poker, when all the sites shut down and kept everybody's money. I was there, and I saw what happened. Luckily, I didn't lose anything, because by that point, I had stopped playing poker online, but I don't trust having balances at all these places all the time. So the sites that I use, I will buy in, I will play, and when I'm done playing for the day, I'll cash out. Why not? Especially since all these issues, all these sites show your purchases as credit card purchases. Hint, hint. Why wouldn't I buy in and cash out? Because I could buy in again the next day. And yes, I'm limited to only $10,000 a month in buy-ins on Club WPT. But okay, big deal. After that, I can wait, or I can carry a balance overnight, but I'm not carrying it much further than that. And with Club WPT, unfortunately, you can only cash out one at a time, where other sites you can cap more than one pending cash out. So I usually space it out anyway. So the $10,000 limit is usually not a problem, except it was yesterday. But now I have that room again. So I will play, and usually I'll wait and make sure the last cash out has cleared, then I'll play and put in a new cash out that day. And that way there's always a pending cash out going through. I'm getting points on my credit card, and I'm making sure that my balance doesn't get too big. And I do that on other sites as well, and other sites are way more aggressive and get the money in my bank account many times the same day. So anyway, right now, like I said, we're all caught up on this stuff for work, and I am on my way to my first stop. Unfortunately, since I got home at 5 o'clock in the morning, or more than 6 o'clock in the morning, I am not going out of town too far. So we're going to be doing some more local stuff. We're going to be doing slots. We're going to be doing poker, no blackjack, and we're going to be doing online stuff. So we'll be discussing those things today. Right now, as far as silver, it's holding steady at about 86. I think it's pretty strong where it is, and once this war starts winding down, I see it definitely moving up. So I'm not concerned at all. So, and I think, again, once it reaches 100, I am going to sell my June options and move them to December. So Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back, and it is only about 15 minutes till my meeting starts, and I am just leaving this casino. I'm going to get as far away as I can toward the poker club as possible, so that when the meeting is over, I can grab something to eat and go into the poker club and be part of the first table, because that's a big deal. Otherwise, lots of times you get shut out and you don't get to play for hours. So right now heading toward the poker club. As far as the casino, it was pretty dead in there. I found one play initially, and I was ahead about $20, but then couldn't find anything else. Got delayed a little bit by security guard telling me about his dog who was getting old and all the things going on with that, but I stood there patiently and talked to him and all that kind of stuff. It's good to have those good relationships with people who can affect you being in a casino or not, if they like you or don't like you. So then I finished up my lap, and I was on my way out, and I noticed that one of the machines that I really disliked has been changed to a machine that's the next generation of one that I used to make a lot of money at. But lately, they've been taken out of places. Newer versions have come out that were worse. It's been about 6 or 7 versions of this game out, and now there's this version, which is the newest version I've ever seen, and I've only seen it at this one location. So I looked at it and I thought, always when a new version comes out, we start with using the approximate information that we had from the previous version as a starting point, and then kind of figure things out from there. And I found one bet level that was where I thought it would be pretty decent, and I started to play that one, and actually ended up pretty good. Ended up hitting pretty quickly, less than 20 spins into it, and ended up paying pretty well also, since it was a very low denomination. But I ended my session ahead, $121. So plus $121, and hopefully much more money to come today. Like I said, heading toward the poker club, and I'll come back and let you know what happens. All right, guys, I am back, and unfortunately, the poker thing is not going to work out. So I was 10th on the list, 8 people to a table, and then one person didn't show, so I was 9th. But with 8 people at a table, doesn't look like anybody's going to leave in the next couple hours. So I just told them to take my name off the list. I did stop at Chipotle and got food, so that's all taken care of. But now we're trying to figure out what to do next. And here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we head back to the casino, see if we can find some plays, and then we head over to a thrift shop and look around there, see if we can find anything that we think is a good deal. Then I have a meeting this afternoon that should be short, should be about 20 or 30 minutes, so that'll be fine. And then head home early. At this poker club, there's a guy who wants to buy some golf balls from my son. Probably bring my son back here with the golf balls and have him sell them to this guy, and he'll be really happy about that. So I think that's the best way to go. Subject to change. We'll see what happens here. So right now we're going to head back to the casino. I can't believe I came all the way over here for no reason. And hopefully make some money there and take it one step at a time. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. And today started off really cold. I suspect it's still pretty cold out, but it is much better with the sun out finally. Let's see what the Weather Channel says. 41 degrees, 43 degrees. So, not the end of the world. We can survive that. Went in here, high wind warning though. We went in here, looked around, and actually ended up gravitating back to that machine that I told you about earlier. And actually ended up playing it 4 more times. 4 more sessions on the same machine. and actually learned a lot about that machine. So it's definitely, as expected, not as good as the original versions, but there are some okay things about it. However, the way that it paid out was really, really bad on the one that I chased for the longest. So, of course, everybody knows you chase it for a long time, usually it skunks you in the end on some of these things. So, anyway, um, they were also giving something away, and you had to stay in your seat to get it. And there was at least once where I had moved, and I don't know if I would have gotten it or not, but then they said, oh, the person moved. And then the second time, I stayed in my seat, and it was somebody else, and I missed out on a play. As I was walking to the play, a lady walked up to it and played it. And actually, as I was leaving, I checked on the play, and she had played past it and ran out of money and was now playing it in a non-advantageous position. So obviously, she didn't know what she was doing, but she lucked out to step out in front of me, and then she won the money. She gave the money back and went to get some more money. So this is the reason why casinos don't want people like us in there, because they know the average person, yes, they're going to pay out the same percentage of money, but the other person is going to take that money and leave it in the machine, and we're going to take the money out of the machine and go home and use it for stuff, and the casino is not going to get to keep it. If you really believe that the casino is just trying to get your 10% or 15% on your slot machine, no. They're trying to get the 10% and 10% and 10% and 10% until you run out of money. That's what they want you to do. They don't want people like us to give them 10%, end up winning money, and then walking away with the money. So, anyway, interestingly enough, this morning when I played here, I was ahead $121, and this afternoon I ended up ahead $121. So, pretty interesting. Also did some online play. That didn't really amount to much, like $8 or something like that. So that wasn't very helpful. But, you know, we gave it a try. You know, it's not 100% win rate, but, you know, we're probably in the 90s anyway, 90% win rate on what we do. So, you know, and that took a lot of time to develop those plays and what to play, what not to play, what games to stay away from, which ones have too much volatility, which ones may be advantage plays, but they pay so poorly that it's very questionable if it's even worth it or not. So anyway, beautiful day now, partly cloudy skies, fluffy clouds, nice blue sky, and I think, you know what, it's early enough. Let's head to the thrift store. Let's just go look around. Maybe we find something fun, and I'll come back and update you. Alright guys, I am back. Went to the thrift store and really didn't find anything. I mean, some things were okay, but nothing that I thought, you know, I really wanted. So, left there. Right now, I am heading back toward the poker club. There are 5 people in line for the next table to open. I put myself on the list. That makes 6. So I think maybe one more person and they may open a table. It's still early enough that I can get a couple hours in before going home. So we'll see. I'm going to head there first, and if it doesn't look like anything's going to happen, if 1 or 2 people end up going to the main table, then I'll take myself off the list again, but hopefully it works out. So yeah, that's really it. You know, I guess I need to start thinking about when I do the Wednesday overnights, how I'm going to manage the next day. Otherwise, the Wednesday overnights are going to have to be until the end of the overnight shift. I may have to hit the shift at the beginning of the shift and at the end of the shift, and then leave at about 3 in the morning, get home like 8 or 9. So there's some things to think about. Anyway, I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back in the car here. I was able to play for a little while. I did have a meeting. I played for 2 hours, actually, on a very slow table, very tight table, and I was good. I was okay with it. I was relaxed and was talking and all that stuff, and no problem. Had some decent hands, but not many. Interestingly, there was one hand. This guy on the flop goes all in. I've got queen 2 suited with a 2 on the board, and I knew he was full of crap, and I called and ended up winning that hand. That was an interesting one. There was a guy that kept wanting to run it twice, and every time he ran it twice, he would win the first one and lose the second run out. And he was pretty frustrated, so he went to 1 and ended up losing the first one. So, other than that, just talking about stuff, and there's a few people that I knew in there, and they changed their method of how they charge you. It used to be a flat amount that you would play daily, but it's actually, the way I play, it's actually cheaper for me. It used to be 25 a day, and then they raised it to 30. Now they're doing it by hourly. So like today, my total fee was only $10. So I mean, can't beat that. $10 to play a couple hours. So yeah, ended my session ahead 115. So nothing to write home about, but still made whatever, 350, 360 today. And on top of what happened last night and all that, so still ended up okay. Tomorrow's Friday. We're going to be doing a lot of traveling tomorrow, and then we'll be off for the weekend. We could do some segments. What did you eat today, MW? And I'm trying to remember. Oh, I did Chipotle, and it was okay. I actually got a bowl for the first time in a long time, and it was okay. I give it a 9 on a scale of 2 through ace. I still feel like the quality's gone down quite a bit. It's just become just a generic fast foody place, even if the ingredients are a little bit better. If you're not keeping them properly, if you're not taking care of them, cooking them properly, keeping them warm properly, all that, then it doesn't taste good. And what did you tip today, MW? I think I tipped a total of maybe like $8, $9 in those couple hours. We were 8-handed, then went down to 6-handed for a while, and just not a lot of hands, but the hands that I did play, I did play pretty well. I think one time when we were down to 3-handed right before I left, I made a mistake in a call, but that was only like $7. It wasn't even that much money. So overall, I'm happy with my play. I'm happy with how I'm progressing and how I'm cooler now. With I'm not sweating the bets anymore. I understood the math before, but I really I'm feeling it now. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm in tune with it. I get it. I understand it. I know what's going to happen, and half the time I know what the guy's going to bet before he bets it, because I'm seeing people's patterns and play and all that, and I know when they're full of crap now, where before I used to be like, oh, he bet that much, he must have it, so. And what did you learn today, MW? Really, I want to go back to, I don't know if I even mentioned it on here. Yeah, I think I did. It was after midnight this morning, and I was talking to Grok, and I was actually able to do speech with Grok, which usually it's too busy to do all that stuff for free anyway. And I was able to find a way, potentially, to get a lot of casino points with pretty much zero or almost zero risk. And I'm interested in testing it out, and I think I will test it out probably in Vegas, but I do have better things going on in Vegas. I don't want to waste a lot of time with that, but I just want to try it out and see how it works. But anyway, I guess we'll wrap things up, and we'll pick it up tomorrow morning. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.